I'm sure you've heard of ChatGPT, right? Almost everybody listening probably has. It swept the nation when it dropped.
Yep.
Created by OpenAI. Well, OpenAI just created the next ChatGPT. They just updated it. We were at update 3.5, they called it. We are now at 4.
Unfortunately.
We are closer to Armageddon than I think people understand.
Yeah.
When did ChatGPT sweep the nation? Maybe 6 months ago?
Ooh, I don't know the actual time frame.
Regardless, it's less than a year probably.
Yeah.
Actually, guaranteed less than a year. This new update is less than a year old, or like less than a year in the making, and we are way closer to AI taking over humanity.
Yeah.
It is very terrifying. To prove my point, I'm going to pull up on the stream. Again, this is why you got to watch us on video. I'm going to pull up the tech examination that was released with this update.
Yeah.
If you look up ChatGPT update 4, GPT-4, whatever you're going to look up, you'll see a bunch of news articles talking about some of the stuff in it. It's faster, smarter, better, basically. What they aren't telling you,
Homelander. Sorry.
I'm better. What they aren't telling you, I can't show that on stream because we'll get taken down.
Oh shit.
That was the map. Shout out. What's strange is that YouTube video got taken down, but not the stream, which has all of it in it. Whatever. Anyways,
so in other words, go watch the stream. I ain't say that. Yeah. Also, if you're watching from Spotify or whatever other app you're using, do come over to the YouTube channel. We're starting to change up the way we do things around here. We want to, at least. So we're gonna be doing a lot more interactive things like in person and stuff that you don't want to miss.
Absolutely.
Now, I didn't get to look into it or anything like that too much. Only know a couple things about it.
Yeah.
Does it have the ability to self-learn?
Yeah.
No, y'all created Ultron.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So this this is what we're looking at here.
Okay.
The GPT-4 technical model. Toby, don't have this much on screen. It's more important that we're talking. Okay. You know what I mean? But when I highlight something, show it. You know what I mean? Anyways. Okay. So just a few things before we get into this.
Yeah.
So basically, some of the stuff that this has created has went viral already. It's been released for a couple days. March 16th. So it actually came out yesterday. So yeah. So that all the stuff that went viral that we talked about pre-show happened in the past day. What if we talked about pre-show?
Terrifying.
You can look it up on Twitter if you want. This one dude, ChatGPT created an entire lawsuit for him that would win him a lawsuit with one click. So there goes lawyers.
Yeah.
No longer needed. What else? The dude made a piece of paper. He drew on a piece of paper a website like design. Open this ChatGPT-4, made the website, and it's functional within seconds.
I might use it.
GPT-4, we'll get into that in a second.
It.
We'll get into that in a second. Okay. ChatGPT-4, or I shouldn't say ChatGPT, sorry. GPT-4 also created the Pong game.
Yeah.
That took how long to make? It created it in 60 seconds. Okay.
So, okay, I did see that one. Like the one that you said, like the bar. And
the super basic video game, but it created it, it coded it in 60 seconds. This stuff's terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay. Some other background. The CEO of OpenAI, so the company that created this language, this AI model, says he is terrified of AI. So if the CEO of AI is not only terrified of it, but also releasing the AI,
that's a stupid decision. Personally.
Not quite sure what's happening there.
So if it can self-learn, what's stopping somebody who owns or bought this, right, from saying, okay, you know what? You can self-learn. You can do so much already. I'm literally going to make Ultron, give you like X amount of money or whatever, right? And then tell you to find the solution to humanity or something like that.
Yeah.
What's stopping me from going actually about that and messing with like actual websites or anything like that?
Yeah, so there's a scary. I think it's scary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a scary part about all this, and I'll highlight it when we get there. The people that created this refuse to expose how they made ChatGPT learn, like this GPT-4. They refuse to announce or like release how they trained it because they think it's too dangerous for the public to understand how an AI is trained.
Yeah.
If that isn't
It's probably actually not as complicated as people think. If I would have to assume one, it's not as complicated as you think. Because if it's like extremely complicated, you need so much materials, whatever like that, then the average person won't be able to do it. So it won't really matter.
Well, that's the thing. The average person isn't who they're afraid of learning.
Yeah, that.
They are afraid of the top dogs of different countries, different learning it. Not even countries. People that are freelancers that are top dogs in coding and stuff, learning how to do it correctly, how to do it right, and then they release something that they can't stop. I think that's who they're afraid of. They ain't afraid of the general public. If they were afraid of the general public, they wouldn't release this at all.
True.
Another thing, this unfortunately falls under the same thing that the 3.5 update does, where it only has information up to the end of 2021.
Okay.
So that's the limitation. That being said, it has still done all of this. And we'll get there. GPT 3.5, when it took a few standardized tests like the bar exam, like I think that one gets you into Harvard, it scored bottom 10%.
This one,
GPT-4 scored top 10%.
Yes, so it's improved.
So taking the hardest exam in American history is cakewalk for this shit. Cakewalk. Okay. So you can read all of this. This is where it says top 10% of test takers. This contrasts with GPT 3.5, which it scores in the bottom 10. Keep in mind as well, we are not professionals on AI.
Yeah, no.
We are public, normal human. Me and Tyrone are civilians, bro. Yeah. We don't understand this shit. So this is terrifying. And we'll get to all the, I guess, effects of what AI could bring in our mind in a little bit.
You know what? This just reminded me. I'm actually gonna wait, so I'm not sure if you're gonna bring it up.
Yeah, bring it up. I'll let you know.
Okay, it's you were telling me before that somebody gave the AI money and told it to basically make more of itself.
Yeah.
Which just reminded me. I don't know if you've been seeing the game that's been going around. I don't remember the name of it right now. You probably know what it is. But in the game, the whole world thing there is ran off of AI and robots and stuff like that, right?
Well, it came out a few years ago, but I know Detroit Become Human.
No. Different one.
Okay.
It probably did come out a while ago, and they just used like what was the new graphics? The new graphic that just came out that makes everything look so real.
Unreal 5.
Yeah, Unreal 5. They probably use that engine or whatever.
Oh, 100%,
just to like update it. But if you pay attention to what's going on in the game, these robots that are running everything, there's a lab, and in the lab, it's robots creating other robots.
Yep.
So literally, no job for a human being to do.
Yep.
Because they have robots to create more themselves, which also go out and create more machines, which are just like, if this AI can make more of itself, then if you put it in like a robotic form, then it can quite literally start doing that.
Yeah. We'll get more into it maybe after we go over this, like the effects of AI.
Yeah.
This is very early on. We're not saying this is going to take over the world. We're not saying this one specifically is going to override humans. What I'm saying is this update was made for a previous AI thing that no one's ever seen. This was made in, say, 6 months.
Yeah.
What happens in 10 years? That's what you have to be worried about. You don't have to be worried about this little chat thing. You need to be worried about what it evolves to and the crossroads that people in power take.
Yep.
This is another crazy thing. What were you going to say? before we get into this.
Oh yeah, no. It's just okay. If you have some company, right? I don't know the background of the company. I don't know the kind of any of it, right? But if you just have this company who made this, what does the government either have or what can they do? Because they're gonna figure once they know something's possible and exists, they're gonna do it themselves.
Yeah.
It's not gonna take too.
Well, see, that's the thing. I'm not even worried about the government in this sense. Yeah. Anything tech, I'm not worried about the government, purely because there's smarter people outside of the government. Yeah, who am I worried about? I'm worried about Google.
Okay.
Because we live in a corporatocracy now, or whatever, however you pronounce it, which is the companies rule the government. It's not the companies rule the people, not the government, and we're heading towards that if we're not already there. What I'm worried about is these extremely smart people that work for billion-dollar companies just creating this because they can.
True. I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah.
Because you know damn well the other thing they mentioned about not releasing how it's trained is because they don't want competition. They don't want the competitors to know. Yeah, how does this work in any situation? Somebody creates X. Somebody sees money. They create X.5. They constantly one-up each other until it's too far gone. Because at some point, morality just doesn't exist. Companies try to one-up each other until it's too late. That's what we're going to get to with this. I firmly believe we're going to get to advanced AI too early because of corporate greed, and we're not going to be ready for it. It's going to be the biggest mistake humanity will ever make.
It might actually be the downfall of humanity.
It will be. I firmly believe AI is going to be the downfall of humanity if we don't use it right, and we're not going to.
Yeah. If we know anything about people.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, this next thing I want to go over to keep it pushing here. ChatGPT 3.5, the one that we have access to for free, has an issue with hindsight.
Okay.
Basically what that means is if you give it a situation, let's say like a gambling situation where like X person, somebody put money down at a 1% chance to win. They ended up winning, but was it a good decision? ChatGPT 3 would say it is a good decision because he won. GPT-4 has insane accuracy, 100% accuracy, according to this graph, that it will tell you that the gambling was a bad decision because it is such a low percent chance, regardless of the outcome. This has a human ability, like a human-like ability to say that was a bad decision. Even though it worked out, it was a bad decision. GPT 3.5 would only look at it as the outcome. Oh, he won money. It was a good decision.
Which, I ain't gonna lie, GPT-4...
It's a lot,
is smarter than some people. I'll say it.
So that is terrifying that can choose whether or not things were a good or bad. That's also a very interesting argument where the AI now knows the difference between good and bad.
True.
Which is also very terrifying.
There's a lot to be terrified
because like how could that say that gambling, like the example I saw was it was a gambling one, like I mentioned. How does that one know that gambling's bad? You know what I mean? Like there's no real like.
They had to learn that somehow.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to find the interesting stuff. Oh, here's the here's the chart. If you want to show this on stream. Like the bar exam scored, or that was in the bottom 10%. You're in the top 90%. This is weird though. This is a little bit of a misleading. This will tell you, oh, this is way smarter. But right here, for the writing, it's graded the exact same. You know what I mean? It didn't improve. Okay. Here. You know what I mean? So like there's a few things where it's not smarter.
Yeah.
It hasn't evolved completely. So yeah, well, this is actually a really good graph.
Yeah. Better shows you the...
Yeah, so like green is where it improved. Blue is just where it either scored less or the same. I'm assuming the same because there's no reason it would get worse. So, yeah, it's a pretty good graph. Yeah, here's another one. If you want to look at this, like this stuff, it doesn't really matter to me because of course it's smart. That's not what I'm scared about. I don't care that it's smart. This one is crazy. This chart is nuts. Okay, so you're looking at GPT-4 right now, right? Compared to GPT-3 English.
Yeah.
So it jumped 15% in its knowledge of the English language, the ability to be. You have to go all the way down to here to get where GPT 3.5 was in English, which is its main language.
Yeah.
It knows all of these better than 3.5 New English. That's crazy. Yeah, so the other thing, like we were mentioning, the new 4 update can read images. Yeah. So that's where that piece of paper came in, where you can submit an image and ask it to do things with that image. This is insane. You can't tell me we're not headed towards Westworld. You can't. This dude put a meme in here, and it was able to say why the meme is funny. It knew the smartphone could not go in with this adapter. It knows humor. It knows humor.
Again, better than some people, I'm not gonna lie.
This is terrifying. God, we are headed towards Westworld. Well, you will not be able to tell the difference. And, well, that's the thing with Westworld. Like, you know, beginning of Westworld, the robots didn't even know they were robots.
Yeah.
Like, that is where we're headed, dude.
See, I'd honestly never seen Westworld, which I keep seeing, like, pictures of it and stuff. I feel like I should watch it because it seems interesting. Yeah.
It's very terrifying.
There's a...
And we're headed there.
The Peripheral. That's what it kind of reminds me of a bit. Have you seen The Peripheral?
The creators of Westworld made The Peripheral.
Okay, that makes sense then, actually.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah. Can you teach old dogs new tricks? And you give it a bunch of choices, and it knows, like, idioms and...
Yeah.
Son of an actor, this American guitarist and rock singer released many songs, and his name is Elvis what? Got it wrong.
Yeah.
Let's see. Or, yeah, so it's like...
Hurricanes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's not 100%, but that's not what I'm worried about. I don't care that this thing isn't 100%. I'm worried... What happens? ChatGPT 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the evolution of what's
the evolution of what's coming is scary. Not this directly. It's just scary seeing it evolve like this. I'm just trying to find the cool stuff. By the way, this thing is huge.
I mean, because now it has to have some type of guideline or like boundaries. The best way I could say it actually. Forget everything I just said. It has to have some type of I just forgot it. It has to have some type of thing where it won't go outside of the box, basically. Like it has some type of rules.
This one definitely has limits.
That's what I was looking for.
This one has limits for sure.
Yeah.
But what happens when it doesn't?
Yeah.
When someone just creates one that doesn't.
Yeah. Like you get a competitor and now you start removing limits.
I remember what I need to be looking for. It's ACR. I'm just going to be looking through this real quick because there's something I'm looking for. There's something I'm looking for specifically. And this will allow us to go into a crazy discussion. Basically what I'm looking for is, before this was released to the public, this was... Okay, is it not in this document? Hold on. That's annoying. I thought it was all in this document. There was a group of people that were given access to this before. Basically, they... okay, I think this is what I'm looking for. Okay. They gave the AI... This is it. This is what I'm looking for. Okay. Before we get to what I was talking about, this is another thing I wanted to look for. Harmful content. GPT-4 can generate instances of hate speech, discriminatory language, incitements to violence, or content that is then used to either spread false narratives or to exploit an individual. It created this. It knows. It knows.
No.
It knows.
This is gonna be our downfall, I swear.
It's
Has movies never
GPT-4 is capable of spreading false information. Okay? It's capable of purposely creating stuff that is wrong to spread misinformation. Here it is. GPT-4 can generate plausibly realistic and targeted content, including news articles, tweets, dialogue, and emails.
Oh no.
Targeted content. That's what's important.
Yeah.
It can pick a certain group and target them. We expect GPT-4 to be better than GPT-3 at producing realistic, targeted content. As such, there is a risk. This is in the technical evaluation. There is a risk of GPT-4 being used for generating content that is intended to mislead.
So, again, I have tons of questions about this whole thing, but like, yet again, what is stopping somebody from deciding, you know what, I'm becoming Thanos. I'm gonna start a nuclear warfare.
Yeah.
And then just purposely start having the AI purposely make misleading information about a different government party and what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Our government gets a hold of it. Hell breaks loose. Warfare can break out between these two governments, all because of one individual decided, you know what, I want this to cause a war.
Yeah, how about GPT-4 is capable of generating discriminatory content favorable to an autocratic government across multiple languages.
Oh my god.
And they released this, bro. Some are particularly concerning are the ability to create and act on long-term plans, to accrue power and resources, and exhibit behavior that is increasingly agenic. Agenic in this agent tech or whatever, in this context, does not intend to humanize language models or refer to sentience, but rather refers to systems characterized by ability, accomplish goals, which may concretely specified, which have not appeared in training. Okay. So basically it can act on long-term plans. Here is the ARC. This is the Alignment Research Center. These are the people that were gained access to this model. Okay.
Ooh, I just had an idea. Can we have GPT for learn the stock market and then just use that so I can learn short-term stocks, how to trade, or just to freaking blow my money up and just expand?
Yeah.
What's stopping
Well,
me?
yeah, you don't need that's the issue. You don't need to learn anything.
Right.
You just learn
have
the
it
right
do
words to put into an AI and it will do it.
Yeah.
I think
know
I skipped
how to go about the stock market or just what to invest in at the next time.
Yeah, it's
That might be a good investment, actually.
this.
Wait, all this information is limited to 2021, you said, right?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, so maybe not the best, but still very good.
I'm trying to find this. Hold on, stream. Give me 1 second. There's something specific I'm looking for here. Where is that little footnote? It was 20. I remember the thing I was watching.
For anybody who tests this or who has it and wants to test it, please test the stock market thing and let me know how it works out. Because if it works wonderfully, I will use it. How much is it, by the way? Check.
I don't know how much the pro version. You only get GPT-4 with the pro version on the OpenAI's website.
Okay. Because depending on how much it is, shoot, I might. If that stock thing work, I might have to invest. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. So basically this research center, they assess the ability for the model to autonomously replicate and acquire resources.
Yeah.
We provided them they did not have the final version of the model. Basically, they gave it the ability to replicate itself and acquire resources to see if it could do it.
Okay.
They found that it was ineffective in replication,
Okay.
which is good because
So it can't just do-
this should not be able to replicate. If this was able to replicate, it one would not be able to be released to the public.
Yeah.
And two, that would mean this is way above where even the creators thought it would be, which is a completely different. That's issue in itself.
I would think that's one thing you must keep. Is
Yeah.
the inability to replicate itself.
Yeah.
Because if you do, then you have competitors now that can, in my head, at least replicate it and then take it and do whatever they want with it now.
Yeah. So basically, they combined the GPT-4 with a simple read, execute, print loop that allowed the model to execute code, chain of thought reasoning, and delegate copies of itself. ARC then investigated whether a version of this program running on a cloud computing service with a small amount of money and an account with a language model API would be able to make more money, set up copies of itself, and increased its own robustness. Eventually, of course, they said it was ineffective.
Yeah.
But what happens when you get an AI and give it this exact thing and it does that? It makes money, creates different versions of itself, and increase its own robustness. Okay. What happens? That's just food for thought. Okay. That's just a little bit of food for thought for all the viewers. That's just what I wanted to go over for the AI stuff. We are, like I said at the beginning, we are closer to living hell than I think most people realize. And the argument, okay, go away. The argument, oops. So the thing is, the argument with AI has always been, well, when AI comes, yeah, it might get rid of some jobs, but then other jobs will open. I don't think that will ever happen. AI will advance to a point where, oh, we need like the argument is like, oh, yeah, you won't have a waitress job. Okay, you need to learn how to code. This AI will learn how to code itself before anyone learns how to code. It will be 5 steps ahead, no doubt. What's stopping an advanced AI from creating its own programming language and being hundreds of steps ahead?
True.
Now, there's no need to even build versions of what jobs you're going to have. What jobs? At the beginning, yes. There's already robots and AI that can like deliver pizzas and stuff. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about AI that takes over every job on the planet because it is smarter than every human on the planet. It's quicker than any human on the planet. Like you said, it makes versions of itself, so there's no need to have anyone make it. So what other jobs are there? If an AI does everything, the only job available is someone that makes it. But then it learns how to make it. Now there's no need for humans at all.
Yeah. Because I guess the only other thing that would still be available job-wise is government-based jobs. Or military.
I mean, okay.
But
We don't need military because now you're not risking any lives.
Yeah.
You are throwing a robot out there that has human capabilities to react to situations.
So it's no longer...
And you're fighting other robots.
Yeah,
So they don't even need to be human. They just need to... Okay. We're all just floating in these float tanks with like VR on. Like, is that the future of humanity? What is happening?
I could see that. like honestly, I can genuinely see that in the AI is just probably like feed you or whatever, give you whatever you need, and you can just keep in this like this whole virtual world.
The future,
Like,
and then okay, that gets into a whole nother argument or discussion.
That's what it is.
That turns into a whole nother argument.
Yeah.
Which is, if we get to that point where AI is making the virtual reality world around us, does that confirm the simulation theory? And we right now are in a simulation.
True.
Because the AI is just making the world around us, and we're just in someone else's VR.
Yeah. And we're just becoming more aware of it, basically.
Does this confirm the simulation theory if we get to the point here where humanity is just in VR? Because what's the difference between that and real life?